Kamala Harris, August 11, 24. The Trump campaign claims that it was hacked and places the blame on Iran. On Saturday, the campaign for the presidency of the United States of America led by Donald Trump confirmed that some of its internal communications had been hacked. The campaign blamed the Iranian government, citing previous conflicts between Trump and Iran, although it did not provide any clear evidence. In July, the news website Politico claimed that it had began receiving emails from an anonymous source offering actual papers from within Trump's operation. One of the documents was a report regarding running mate J.D. Vance's potential vulnerabilities. The Republican campaign statement came shortly after the news website announced that it had begun receiving emails from the source. These documents were obtained illegally from foreign sources hostile to the United States, with the intention of interfering with the election in 2024 and sowing chaos throughout our democratic process, said Stephen Chung, a spokesperson for the Trump campaign, in a statement. Trump stated on his Truth Social app late on Saturday night that Microsoft MSFT.O. Open's new tab had just told the campaign that Iran had hacked one of its websites. This information was disclosed to the campaign by Microsoft. In addition, he stated that Iran was to fault, stating that they were only able to get publicly available information. Regarding the hack, he did not provide any further details. There has been no independent verification of the identity of the accused hackers or the purpose for their actions by Reuters. The Trump campaign made reference to a study that was released on Friday by experts from Microsoft. The report stated that hackers with ties to the Iranian government attempted to break into the account of a high-ranking official on a presidential campaign in the United States in June. According to the article, the hackers had seized control of an account that belonged to a former political aide and then utilized that account to steal information about the official. There was no additional information provided in that report regarding the identities of the targets. Following the publication of the study, a spokeswoman for Microsoft declined to disclose any additional information or name the officials who were the subject of the investigation. In an email, Iran's permanent mission to the United Nations in New York stated that the Iranian government neither possesses nor harbors any intent or motive to interfere in the United States presidential election. This statement was made in reference to the state of the Iranian government. The statement continued by saying, "We do not accord any credibility to such reports." In response to the allegations made by the Trump campaign, Reuters was informed on Friday by Iran's United Nations mission that the country's cyber capabilities were defensive and proportionate to the threats it faces, and that Iran had no plans to conduct cyber attacks. This was in reaction to the facts that Microsoft had discovered. While he was in office, the former president's relations with Iran were fraught with tension. In 2020, Qasem Soleimani, the head of the Iranian military, was assassinated by the United States government, and the United States withdrew from a multilateral nuclear agreement with Iran. The Iranians know that President Trump will stop their reign of terror, just like he did in his first 4 years in the White House, Chung stated in an interview. In July, there was an attempt on Trump's life, but he pulled through. CNN stated a month ago that the United States received intelligence concerning an Iranian plan against President Trump, despite the fact that there have been no indications that the suspect was connected to Iran. This accusation has been refuted by Iran. Iranian operatives will attempt to tear down the Republican ticket, while Russia has made efforts to smear Democrats, according to prior intelligence community assessments, according to a senior intelligence official who told reporters in a briefing that Tehran and Moscow maintain their same presidential preferences as in previous cycles. This information was provided to reporters at the end of the previous month. According to statements made by the campaign of Donald Trump, some of its internal communications have been hacked, and it has been alleged that Iranian agents were the intended target. Politico, a news website based in the United States, said on Saturday that it had received emails including campaign documents, which included internal research conducted on Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, who is going to be Trump's running mate. A spokesman for the campaign told the BBC that these records were obtained unlawfully from foreign sources that were opposed to the United States. The documents were designed to interfere with the election that will take place in 2024. The veracity of the documents was affirmed by Politico, according to the publication. There has been no independent verification of the assertions by the BBC. Neither more information nor any evidence that could link the document leak to Iranian hackers or the Iranian government was provided by the campaign by the Iranian government. One day after Microsoft published a report claiming that Iranian hackers attacked the campaign of an unnamed contender for the presidency of the United States of America in June, the company eventually issued a statement. A spear phishing email, which is a message that is designed to look trustworthy in order to induce the target to click on a malicious link, was sent to the campaign, according to the Microsoft Threat Analysis Center, MTAC. According to the assessment published by the MTAC, over the course of the past few months, we have witnessed the emergence of significant influence activity by Iranian actors. Stephen Chung, a spokesperson for the Trump campaign, stated that the hacking attempt that was referenced in the MTAC report in June coincides with the close timing of President Trump's selection of a vice presidential nominee. According to Mr. Chung, the Iranians are aware that President Trump will put an end to their reign of terror in the same way that he did during his first 4 years in the White House. Politico reported that it started getting emails from a person who simply identified themselves as Robert and used an AOL email account at the end of the month of July. According to the news site, the Vance file consisted of 271 pages and was based on information that was readily available to the public regarding Vance's previous experiences and utterances. At the same time, the email account transmitted a portion of a research document concerning Senator Marco Rubio of Florida, who was also a candidate for vice president, according to the statement. During the course of their campaigns, presidential campaigns typically conduct research on potential vice presidential nominees in order to unearth any potentially damaging findings. A number of Mr. Vance's earlier criticisms of Trump, which are particularly well known, were referred to as potential vulnerabilities in the letter, according to Politico. The research published by Microsoft stated, Iranian cyber-enabled influence operations have been a consistent feature of at least the last 3 U.S. election cycles. Around the time of the 2020 election, Microsoft had published a report that was quite similar to this one, stating that Iranian hackers had targeted presidential campaigns. An Iranian plot to assassinate.